Welcome to the podcast that goes down about as well as an Erin Patterson beef Wellington.
Red Hot Underdogs rising the night. Zach and Drewy bringing the fight. Talk about the game ain't just one side. Whistles blowing, sirens loud lights. Energy pumping, scheming plot. Nothing too small, nothing forgot. Boxing gloves and footy kicks. Sport and
Three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Red Hot Underdogs. I am Anzac, and with me tonight, the ever incredible, long contained, often imitated, never duplicated. Put your hands together for Drewy.
Hey, buddy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast that goes down about as well as an Erin Patterson beef Wellington.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad that you could all join us
Let's talk
today.
about that.
I ain't going to her place for some lunch, let me tell you.
I've never had beef Wellington before. I wonder if people want to eat it more. Like it's made that meal more famous, right? Have you had it?
It has, but not at her place. At her place, that meal is very much infamous.
Yeah,
So,
true.
you know,
Have you
slight
eaten
red,
beef Wellington? Have you eaten it before?
yes, but thankfully not at Erin Patterson's place because I'm still here.
Yeah.
It was kind of a red flag when everyone else's plate was white and hers was blue.
Yeah.
Why
I
was it
thought hers
blue?
was red or
Oh,
yellow.
that's the good slice. I gotcha.
She
Yeah.
got the good slice. Yeah,
Yeah.
death cap mushrooms. Well, it's
Yeah.
exciting, that story. What else? So you've been in Indonesia for 2 weeks and you're back. Welcome
I've
back.
been in Indo. Just
Yeah.
before we get into the sport, I'll quickly just say that, not for too long though.
Yeah.
Yeah, went to Indonesia for 2 weeks, so that my daughter could meet her grandma
Like
and
that.
my
Yeah.
wife Vinka's family.
Yeah.
So that was all very good. I'm full to the brim of rice and noodles. I'm
Yeah.
glad I could get back to Australia and have a proper Western meal
Yeah.
of a burger and fries
Tips.
because
Yeah.
I'm up to here with Indonesian food. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
my favorite, but hey, I'll eat it while I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Went in right.
nonetheless, we've
Yeah.
got a few things to cover this
Yeah.
episode. We got a bit of tennis,
Yeah.
got briefly a bit of rugby league, got a bit of boxing. So I think we'll just start with the just quickly for the NRL for the
Yeah.
state of origin.
Okay.
Not for long, because I'm sure everyone has got absolute fatigue. All I want to say is
Yeah.
congratulations to Queensland.
Yeah.
They beat New South Wales 24-12, all over them. Showed up for the big game. Good to see Cameron Munster get a win for Queensland, given that his father died a few days before the
Oh,
game.
yep. Yep. Yeah. There was a bit of
So
tension.
they were just the more hungry side, better side on the night. But if you want more Origin news, probably not here as the place to get it because I
Good.
think by now everyone is absolutely fatigued with
Over
it.
it.
But
Next thing. Yeah.
congratulations,
Yeah. Next.
the Queenslanders.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to mention is Wimbledon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So usually I start with the men, but I'm actually going to start with the women this
Yeah.
time and the women's final because it's just a little bit more interesting this
Yeah.
story this one around
Yeah.
because Iga Swiatek, who was the eighth seed, absolutely destroyed 13th seed Amanda Anisimova
Mm.
6-love, 6-love in the final.
Double donut. They call that double donut.
Double donut. She
Yeah.
went to Swiatek's bakery
Yeah.
and got herself a double donut.
Double donut. Double double. They
Ah,
call it double double. Double trouble. Double donut. Yeah.
yeah, I felt so sorry for it. The game was over. The entire game was over in 57 minutes,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
Ah, there's not really too much to say apart from that is a horrendous day at the freaking office.
But better to get to the final and get smashed than not get there at all. What do you reckon? Or
No, I agree with you, and I
Yeah.
will say this.
Mm.
there is a massive positive for Anisimova, and that is the fact that in the semi-finals, she actually, the game before to get into the final, beat the number one seed Sabalenka,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
which is amazing. And then you go in and then you lose to the eighth seed. But Swiatek is a very good player by her own right. She's actually won a couple of majors already. But, I was just going to mention this though.
Mm.
There is kind of a freedom being a heavy underdog in the semi-finals
Yeah.
because no one expects you to win.
Yeah.
So you just sort of end up getting into the zone easy. You're a bit more relaxed, the shots flow. Then all of a sudden you're in the final
Mm.
and the white hot spotlight is on you deluxe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was pretty much living a real life nightmare on centre court. We have a bad day at work, we can just go home. She had a bad day at work, and millions across the world watched her get absolutely humiliated.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's really good for growing your character.
And it's her first final. Do you know what I mean?
It's her first final.
Oh,
She's
there's
done
dog
so
scratching. I'm
well.
going to let the dog in, mate.
No worries. That's all good. Let the dog in. The other thing that I'll say is just to be at that Wimbledon final, she'll achieve, 90% more than the rest of the world's population will ever achieve on a big scale. Still waiting for your return, but that's okay. I've filled in.
Hey,
G'day, Osso the
you miss
dog.
Osso?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought about him when I was over there eating a hot dog.
Oh,
So
yeah. They don't
that
eat
was always.
dogs in Indonesia, right?
Well, I thought of Osso. I didn't think of him as the actual meat in the hot dog,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Well,
he did cross my mind because,
Hello.
hello, how are you going? But the other thing about that final is that that was actually the most lopsided loss in a final in 114 years
Yeah,
at
wow.
Wimbledon.
Yeah.
So I didn't research the other women that were in that game 114 years ago because, quite frankly, both of them are dead and a couple
Yeah.
of scattered bones under the ground. And the one that actually lost 114 years ago got the last laugh because the one that won also died. So,
Oh,
and
yeah.
neither of them are remembered. So, in some ways, that's a bit of a moral victory.
Well, in 114 years, we're going to be dead too, Drewy. You know?
That's true. And people are still going to be watching reruns of the Red Hot Underdogs.
Hey, it's not impossible. You
It's
know,
not
weird things have
impossible.
happened.
This is true. So, moving on to the men's final,
Yeah.
it was Yannick Sinner who this time beat Carlos Alcaraz. And Alcaraz
Incredible.
actually won the last final, which was
Yeah.
the French Open. So, they
Yeah.
kind of reversed roles here.
Mm.
And they are getting now seeded one and two for
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
majors on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And that is sometimes the seeds aren't a true reflection of where players actually are. And there's a slight rough yes, maybe, or no, maybe, but this is legitimately where both guys lie right now, one and two, depending on what side of the spectrum you sit on. But Sinner, the number one seed, won 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 in four sets.
And yeah, and Djokovic was kicked out by Sinner too. I guess that's worth noting as well.
Yeah, that's I believe that head-to-head record is now in favour of Sinner 7-4
Yeah, wow.
against Djokovic. And Djokovic lost that semi-final last time in three sets as well, straight sets as well. But
Yeah.
I think it's phenomenal that somebody, I believe Djokovic is 38, if not, he's about to turn 38, but he's 38 this year, to still be getting to semi-finals at
Yeah.
38. It's not like he's falling short there, but I think from now on, it's just a case of him not being able to get over the hump. But
Yeah.
that's mainly due to age and wear and tear, but that's without taking credit away from Sinner and Alcaraz, who are inevitably moving into their prime.
Yeah.
Every good player has their prime, and every good player has their twilight. Djokovic is in his twilight. I'm not so sure we'll ever see the 25th major now,
But
but
we all
24
want to
is
see
a hell
it.
of
We all want to see
Everest.
one more, don't we? We
We'd
all
love to. I'd love to.
just one, like just one.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
because I actually thought that he would retire at the end of this year, but in his post-match interview, he said he'd like to come to Wimbledon one more time.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I have a feeling that 2026 might be his complete and utter last year.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him become one of these guys that just becomes a stepping stone for people. He's been too good for that,
Hmm.
and we'll just see where he goes next year. But I don't know if we'll see a 25th major from him, but 24 is a hell of a mountain to climb for
Mm.
anyone.
Yeah. Okay. So,
So,
what else have you missed? You missed the Origin. You missed the tennis. You missed a lot of boxing talk. Want to get onto some boxing talk?
yeah, you can get onto some boxing talk. Why
So,
not?
the boxing talk, there was a lot of big boxing talk because of Gallen and Sonny Bill fighting tomorrow, and just rugby league and rugby league's showcase event, which is the Origin, and yeah, so that's happening tomorrow, and I think that it's got a big a lot of people are pretty excited about this circus fight. A lot of people.
Yeah, I hate circus fights because I'm usually really invested in the main
Yeah.
boxing. But I will say this, I do hope Gallen absolutely smashes three shades of shit out of Sonny Bill
Why?
Williams.
Why?
I'll tell you why, because Sonny Bill Williams wanted 2 minute rounds.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sonny, but there's only room on this podcast for one misogynist.
Yeah.
2 minute rounds are what the women do.
Yeah.
Men do not do 2 minute rounds.
Yeah.
Stop getting your food cut into nice little squares like a little child.
No, no, no,
Grow
Drew,
some balls.
triangles and
Stop adjusting your tampon and
triangles.
do 3 minute rounds.
And sandwiches are cut in triangles, not squares.
Oh, maybe I was just from a different side of the tracks.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
I was. But nonetheless, he needs to adjust his tampon
Yeah.
and fight 3 minute rounds, but that's not going to happen because apparently Sonny Bill didn't want to do the fight unless he got his
So,
two
so
minutes
it is
in.
2 minute rounds, is it?
Yeah, and Gallen wanted three.
Okay, yeah. I would have thought that Sonny Bill is fitter than Gallen.
Oh, it's crazy. He's built like an absolute, they both built like a brick shithouse, but
Yeah,
Sonny Bill Williams is built like an Adonis, an absolute bazooka, yet his tendencies here are so feminine. Like,
yeah.
oh, I don't want to do an extra minute. Mate, you're only doing 8 2 minute rounds apparently. Can you believe people are paying for that shit? 16 minutes of fighting, 8 2 minute rounds.
Not many people are paying. They'll watch it. They should do it for free, right? God,
They should.
charging
They
50
should.
bucks for that.
Mate, you know what? I prefer to watch a bloody drunk in the middle of the Corso fight at 2 a.m. in the morning than watch that shit. Honestly.
Well, I'm going to just do the live stream and watch someone else watch it. Um, or listen to someone else watch it. I guess watch someone else watch it. That's pathetic, is it? I don't know. Maybe it is. I like it.
Well, no, I think that's everything that this fight deserves. In
Yeah,
fact, I think it deserves even less attention. It
yeah,
deserves people not to even tune in. But people will because, a lot of people are attracted to superstar names having a fight, even if they're not certified boxers. It just brings people in. Gallen and SBW. They're like, oh, yeah, cool, mate. I don't know much about boxing, but I want to see either one of them knock the shit out of the other guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's going to be something to talk about. And talking about
Yeah.
boxing, you obviously more excited about this weekend. What's happening this weekend with boxing? There's a lot. There's a lot happening.
Yes, so we will get to Tim Tszyu, but first of all, there is the heavyweight title
Yep,
fight
yep,
for the World Championship. That's Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois.
yep. What
So
time will that be on in Sydney?
I believe that will be on in the morning.
Yep.
So,
And
the
what will it be
walkout,
on? What will it be on?
I think the walkout will be on about 10 o'clock in the morning. And I think it'll be probably on DAZN.
Yep.
So
But
check your local guys. I
you got
don't
to
think
pay
it's on main event, but
a
don't
free one
quote
on
me.
DAZN, or you know.
No, it'll be a pay-per-view because it's a heavyweight world title fight.
And
Even though both of them don't really have the name of an Anthony Joshua or a Tyson Fury, no matter how you spin it. I know Alexander Usyk has separated himself from the pack and proven that he's better than the rest.
yeah,
But in terms of a marquee star name, he's not that.
you mean I mean, credentials can't get better.
Credentials for days, better than anybody in the heavyweight division. But as far as attracting fans, whether it be
Yeah,
like a lot of casual fans, a lot of hardcore fans will watch it.
yeah.
Numbers wise, unfortunately, you can't draw flies to shit.
Okay,
Like,
so
you
yeah,
can be a better boxer and be more credentialed. It doesn't mean you're necessarily going to draw in the masses to watch your fight,
yeah.
unfortunately.
You reckon he's
It's a
so
bit
you
like the Red
reckon
Hot Underdogs,
where
the
is it?
fucking
Is it
best
it's
podcast in the world,
yeah.
but not many views.
It'll be in the UK, is it?
I believe so.
Okay, all right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so that's on first thing in the morning, so we'll watch that
Yeah.
for sure.
And then on the undercard of Barrios versus, would you believe it, Manny Pacquiao is
Yeah.
fighting again,
Man,
is
okay.
Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora.
But we've said this
Second fight.
many times, like this is it for Manny Pacquiao. We've said it
Yeah.
years
It's
ago,
crazy.
and he's still here. Like, is Manny just going to keep doing it? What's the chances that he just keeps fighting for the next 10 years?
The most wild stat is this. I'm a 48-year-old man.
Yeah,
When Manny Pacquiao had his first fight, I was 17.
yeah, yeah.
Mate, relax yourself. You need to fucking retire.
Is he going
So
to be fighting when you're 58?
I sure as well hope not.
Yeah, well,
Maybe they've got some seniors circuit where they're allowed to throw walking sticks and walking frames and have wheelchairs.
and bingo cards at each other, flick bingo cards at each other. Yeah.
Correct. But look, I actually,
Mm.
unpopular take, I actually hope that Manny Pacquiao loses this fight quite badly
Yeah.
because, not because I wish him any ill will.
Yeah. Well,
I just don't think
you
he
know,
needs to
I
take
just
any
hope
more
he gets.
bloody.
Just listen. You just said, "Yeah, I hope he loses badly. I don't wish him any ill will." Well, what's that? You know?
I'll tell you what it is. It's tough love 101.
Yeah.
I hope he gets sort of like knocked unconscious, but then he wakes up
Yeah.
and then he goes, "Oh shit, I should not be doing this anymore. I'm
Yeah.
like 46 years old," he'll be saying. "This is a big wake up to me.
Yeah.
Time to retire.
Yeah.
Time to hang up the gloves."
Hang him
Because the
up.
worst thing that can happen is he wins
Yeah.
and, you know, he thinks he's better than what he is
Yeah.
and he continues.
And he continues. No, I want that. I want him to continue. I'm enjoying this because, he's also giving a platform to Zoo and Fundora. Like, this will have even more viewers, this fight now.
But you know what? All the people who say they want him to fight on
Mm.
aren't the ones doing the little "here comes the aeroplane with the spoon into his mouth" after he becomes a vegetable. They're
right?
not the ones wiping his ass
No,
when he can no longer do
I
it,
won't be wiping his ass, that's for sure.
or cutting the dangleberries from his ass hair.
No, I won't be
So
doing that as well.
they're
No.
not going to be any of these people. You want him to fight on,
Yeah.
and this could inevitably be his conclusion.
Yeah.
But oh, it's all good for you
But
now
sorry,
because you're
no,
not getting hurt. But that could be him.
it could be any fighter's conclusion at any age. Any fighter can end up
But
like.
even more so now. I mean, what's the guy? 68 wins, 8 losses, and 2 draws.
Anyway,
That's
look. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this show. Let's keep it
yeah.
going. That's it.
But we'll see how it goes because Pacquiao is old
Mm.
and Barrios sucks. And
Yeah.
boxer, former boxer Paulie Malignaggi actually came out with the perfect poster. He goes, that should be the fight poster. Manny Pacquiao is old versus Barrios, who sucks. And
Yeah.
that's basically what we're getting.
Yeah.
So we'll see who wins out of who's old and who
Okay,
sucks.
let's move on to the undercard, Tszyu and Fundora, because that's a bigger, better fight.
That is a better fight, much more relevant.
Mm.
So instead of watching a grandpa and someone that sucks, we're actually getting a treat with
Yeah.
this second fight.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how Tszyu does with two
Yep.
good eyes.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't envision another freak accident where he gets a cut in a 1 in a million position where he can't see for the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
Uh, Hopefully they've hired a new cut man and not Stavros from the kebab shop
Yeah. No, he's
because
busy.
that was an
He's
absolute
back in the
disaster last time.
yeah, he's back in the kebab shop, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like someone doing paper mache on Tim's head last time.
Yep.
Nonetheless, I think this will be a tough fight for Tim Tszyu
Mm.
because Sebastian Fundora, who is quite tall, I believe he's 6'5" or 6'6", which is amazing for somebody in the lower weights. So after that fight, Fundora started using his jab a lot more, and I always used to think, because I watched a number of his fights before, he used to give away his jab because
Yeah.
he liked a good old-fashioned scrap inside. I'm like, mate, what are you doing? You got those big praying mantis arms. You could have a big telegraph pole jab, and you're not using it. But that fight actually really woke him up to use his physical abilities to the maximum.
Yeah.
That being said, I think Tszyu will have enough desire and heart, and I think he's learned enough lessons from his last 2 losses in a row to
Jesus.
actually put something pretty special together. And I think he can win, but make no mistake, this
Yeah.
is boom or bust for Tim Tszyu.
Well,
If Tim Tszyu loses,
yeah.
this could be career ending.
Well, we've said, you know, we said that we've said this before, haven't we? You know,
Yeah.
it's been this is make or break a few times, but if if he wins this, is he back on the horse?
Oh, absolutely. But if he loses, he can no longer flash around his surname like it's daddy's credit card.
Yeah.
He will have to go to the back of the line and do it the hard way.
And he will, and it'll be done in Australia, and he might
Yeah.
get another shot in years to come at a belt.
He
But
will. I think if he loses this, it could take up to about 3.5 years to get another shot if active.
yeah, yeah, okay. And I mean,
People
obviously,
forget
it's been
that
so long,
about
doesn't it?
boxing.
3.5 doesn't sound long, really.
Well, I did say if active. Now, if you think about it, you can fight 2, maybe 3 times a year. See
Yeah,
if he does the minimum, which is like 2 fights a year and has 6 straight wins. And if I say half, 3.5 years, so say he has 7 fights against pretty reasonable opposition, that should be enough to steer himself into contention. But it's not just about the numbers game. he'll also have to fight people who are pretty damn good and actual really legitimate contenders to rattle off those numbers
Mm.
and get a look in. So it's quite a mountain to climb if he loses.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we want him to win because he's going to bring fights to Australia, decent fights. That's what he'll do. Bring decent boxers to Australia too. Competitors, it's going to be great. It's going to be great for Australia if he wins Australian boxing.
Correct. Now, if he does win, and I don't know how it'll play out or even if he'll be in a position to do this, but he'll be in a better position to do this now. If he does win, I would love to see him go after Bakram Murtazaliev, who he lost to in his last fight in the third round. I'd like to see him aim for that guy again. I know it's risky. I know you could get knocked out again. I know it might not
Really?
end well. But if you want to be the best and claim the best, go back to the graveyard and face your
God,
demons.
no. But so Fundora, when he lost to Fundora, he was winning. He got blood in his
Yeah,
eye and he lost.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
But when he fought this bloke, you just said, he fair and square got smacked out so quickly. So
yeah.
I just can't see that not happening again. I
I
don't know.
potentially can. I'll tell you why. I think Tim Tszyu fought a very stupid fight, not taking anything away from Murtazaliev, but in that fight, Tim got dropped early. And instead of composing himself and going, all right, that wasn't a great start, but I'll systematically work my way back in. He ran straight back into the fire, trying to be a macho man. His
Yeah.
dad was at ringside. And I can remember being in the stain watching the fight going, Tim, what the hell are you doing? You're on wobbly legs. It's all ego, no smarts, and you want to go back in there and trade again. If Tim had his time again, I don't think he'd do it that way.
So, I mean, if he wins Fundora,
Mm.
will Murtazali, is that is pronounced correctly, Murtazali,
Murtazaliev.
want to fight him again? Like, will,
Maybe not, because
yeah,
that's the other thing, and it's a very good point. Because Murtazaliev might go, well, I beat you in 3 rounds, and
yeah,
I've got more lucrative fish to fry right now,
probably
which
does.
is
Yeah.
yeah. But that would be in my perfect world. But you know what? If Murtazaliev could do it the first time and drop him early, there might be every chance he could do it again. Because sometimes in sport, somebody just has your number, plain
Oh,
and simple.
look, 10 minutes to go, but
Yeah.
you know what I think will happen? There's
What
got
do you
to
think?
be a rematch clause in there with Fundora. It seems that all the marbles are in Fundora's pocket. So I'm sure there's a rematch clause in there for him. And if he does lose, and even conclusively, you can argue, okay, well, he won one, he won the next one. There's got to be a third one. That's what I think.
It's a very good point. I would actually like that. I'm glad you brought that up because I
Yeah.
think it's the only fair way to do it.
Yeah. Like
Because
even if Tim knocks him out in the third round,
yeah,
there's always that one each thing, you know. And trilogies, people love trilogies, they do.
they do. And listen, look, I know a good hefty payday came the way of Fundora for facing Zoo again, but to be honest, he didn't need to do it. He
Yeah.
could have just gone on to
Was that
someone
it?
else.
Do you think it was just the payday that got him there? And who's footing this bill? Does
I
Tim
think it was a combination of things. I
yeah,
think it was three things that brought Fundora back to the table.
yeah,
I think it was money. I think the first time he felt slighted because I think everyone was saying, oh, Zoo would have won if the blood hadn't have gone in Zoo's eye. Now, I don't fully subscribe to that because it did happen in the second round.
yeah,
At the end of the second round, or might have been at the start of the third round, happened very early on. So there's still so much of the fight to go. And I would get a bit pissed off if people said that too. Yes, Zoo was winning early on. He looked good, but there was a long way to go. And despite what people think, Zoo wasn't dominating him that much to say that Zoo would have just run away with it without the cut. So there is that. There is the money. And finally, the third one, I think, apart from those two, he'd probably like the feather in the cap of saying, I beat a big name, not necessarily in today's name, but his father's name.
Mm,
It's Kostya's son.
mm,
Having beaten Kostya's son twice,
mm.
having the Zoo name on your record twice as a victory, and closing that chapter, I think was a big carrot. Those three things I think were too hard to resist in the end.
I also think that Fundora just, I mean, maybe he is or maybe he isn't, but he seems like to me a top bloke.
He's a really good bloke. I've heard a lot of his interviews.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I want him to win though, but
No,
yes, he
no,
is.
I don't want him to win, but like
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe he's like, I want to fight Tim because, a little controversial there, and I'm a nice
Yeah.
guy, and I'm going to give him a shot. I mean,
Yeah.
is that a thing that he's a nice guy? That
I think so. Like, look, come Sunday, I hope nice guys finish last.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I hate saying it, kind of controversial.
Oh
If
God,
I
here we go.
wasn't an
Well, the last thing you said, you want Pacquiao to get smacked out, but you don't want him to hurt himself or something. And what thrill
Hey,
us
that's
with
what we're here
this
for.
wisdom. Thrill us with this wisdom. I need to sit down for this. Oh wait,
We're here for
okay,
nonsensical wisdom. We're red hot
okay,
underdogs,
I'm
is what
ready
we
now.
do.
Hit me. Mhm.
The nonsense brings the entertainment. So if I wasn't an Aussie,
Yeah,
I would probably be going for Fundora.
me too.
Now, I
Me too.
mainly go for Tim because he's an Aussie.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest,
yeah.
I kind of find Tim very boring in interviews.
Mm,
I think he's like a sayo without anything on it.
yeah.
Just gives very dry answers, and I leave feeling very unfulfilled, which would be every one of my female bed partners
Yeah,
throughout the course of my bedroom game
yeah, no
career.
arguments there. No one will argue that. But yeah, you're right. Fundora is great to listen to his interviews, great to hear him speaking. Tim, you feel like you're going for him because he's an Aussie. Like I,
That's exactly.
you haven't.
And that's the only reason.
Uh, that's a good enough reason, right? That's good enough
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah,
But
Oz is a very good reason. I'll
yeah,
always go for Tim because he's an Aussie,
yeah,
not really for anything else.
yeah, yeah,
I don't hate the guy. I don't dislike the guy. He just leaves me feeling a little bit meh. But he's an Aussie.
yeah. He's an
So
Aussie. Yeah.
go
Go
Timmy
Aussie.
Zoo.
And
Bloody oh.
he's in Vegas. I mean, it's great. It's in Vegas. That's exciting.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. He is in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the next time we do this will be Sunday night, and we'll
yeah.
have lots to talk about, Drewy.
We will do a full recap.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw a completely random on this day at us.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is all
Well,
I could find.
before you do on this day, can you do a quick predictions of the three fights? What you think will happen and how they'll go down?
Okay, I'm going Barrios on points over Manny Pacquiao.
Okay. Well, four fights
I
then.
think he should stop old man Pacquiao, but I think because he sucks so much, he'll probably just splutter his way to a decision.
Okay.
And I think if he loses to Pacquiao, that says bad things about him because he should beat a 46-year-old grandpa.
Mm.
Uh, Tim Tszyu, I think, will win that one on points. Close but competitive, unanimous decision.
So do I.
Might be might be a split decision.
And
And
are you excited about Fundora 3, as Tim Fundora 3? Were you excited about that?
yeah, excited enough. I
Yeah,
think a bit will depend on how the second fight looks, to be honest.
I don't think
The
so.
second
I think
fight,
it's going to happen regardless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look, I think it'll happen. Whether I'm excited about it is another matter. It might depend on how the second fight
Do
looks.
you think
But
if Timmy
I'll
does
watch.
win, do you think
Yeah.
Timmy can get him to Australia? Is that possible, or will he
Oh,
have to?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it is.
No, all
Because
right.
Tim's the one that carries the money and the cachet
Yeah.
and the A side if he wins.
That would
So,
be great. That would be great for boxing, that wouldn't it? You know?
yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And out of Dubois and Usyk, I think Dubois has improved tenfold since the first fight they had.
Yep.
Got to remember that was a controversial fight. Many people thought that Dubois knocked Usyk down.
Yep.
Usyk was given 5 minutes on the ground to rest and recover because the referee ruled it a ball punch.
Yep.
It was a 50-50 depending on who you speak to. Myself, I kind of in the camp where I think it might have been a legitimate body shot. But anyway, be that as it may, I think, but after that, it was all Usyk. I think this will be tough. I think Dubois has improved so much. Usyk's getting a little bit older. That being said, I think Usyk will win by a very close
Yeah. Wow.
decision, and it'll have a few moments of heart in your
Oh,
mouth.
wins. That'll be very interesting, won't it? You
It
know?
will be very interesting. I will actually be going for Dubois. It'd be good to
Yeah.
see some a nice change, some fresh air into the heavyweight division.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I might change my mind too. But we've only got less a minute and 20 seconds, and you've got to tell me the fourth fight, the circus fight. Well, I think you've told us who you think will win or
Yeah,
you want to
I
win.
think Gallen by a very disappointing decision. Everyone will be pissed off that the fight wasted their time, and they shouldn't be because they were the idiots that watched it.
And you know what? That might be the best out of all of them. You just don't know, do you? You know?
God, I hope not. It will say very little about boxing,
Now,
let
can
me
you
tell you.
do on this day in like 15
I
to 20
can.
seconds? Go.
On this day in 1982, Don Beard, who was a cricketer who played for New Zealand, played 4 tests and took 9 wickets, and he died in 1982. A
Oh,
very disappointing on this day.
well, that's very
Probably the
disappointing.
worst we've ever had. On this day, we had the worst on this day.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
I'm just glad we saved the worst till last.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's our style. All right, Drew.
Beautiful.
See you, mate. See you Sunday.
Thanks, buddy.
Do it then.
Later. See ya. Bye. Ouch.